Good morning, Vixens. It is a no makeup Monday here at my morning meditation spot. And today I thought I would ask the question, who inside of you would you fire if you were a corporation? It's a very interesting question. Does somebody need to be fired in there? I watched a live video last night out of wonderful serendipity by international burlesque icon La Pearl Noir. And I've been following her for years and years and years and years. She is brilliant. She is intuitive. She is a healer. She's a dancer. She's just incredible, brilliant mind, and brilliant performer. She's performed with Dita Von Teese, if you know who that is, and of course around the world. And she's a lovely human being. So she was giving her live inspired by IFS, Internal Family Systems Therapy. And I am studying to be a therapist, a clinical therapist. And IFS is Internal Family Systems, and it was invented by Richard Schwartz in the 80s. And it basically says that within us, we have these personalities and subpersonalities, and they're all necessary and important parts of us. And they have their functions in moments of trauma, triggering, survival, and so forth. There are three main parts to us, according to Richard Schwartz: the exiles, the managers, and the firefighters. The exiles are the pieces of us, the personalities within us that hold our pain and trauma. Then there's the managers. The managers are the ones that try to stave off the pain. They do everything they can to prevent you from feeling that pain, healthy or not. Then there's the firefighters who rush in. Those are the personalities within us, the parts of us that rush to put out the fires once we are triggered in the moment. And since the 80s, the IFS therapy has been discussed so much and has been such a turning point for talk therapy that it has evolved, as all wonderful things do. And there are many people who think that there are more than just the three parts, and you can find own parts within you and name them something that is unique to you, that maybe nobody else has. And that you have the freedom to decide who and what your parts are. You can give them names, you can talk to them, and you can progress on your therapeutic journey by using all these parts to your advantage. And the point is to not shun any one part of yourself, but to embrace all your parts and pieces, because your parts and pieces are what has gotten you here, what has gotten you through, what has helped you survive, what has helped you thrive. So all these parts and pieces of you are necessary and important. And the very interesting thing that Pearl asked yesterday was, if all your parts and pieces were sitting around a boardroom table, I hope I get this right, who needs to be fired? That's very interesting. And I think what she meant was, I don't think she was trying to say, fire your exiles, fire your managers, because those are important pieces and parts of ourselves. I think she was saying, let's be a little creative here. Let's see what little pieces there are that are unique to you. Are you, for example, a people pleaser? Is there a judgmental person within you that needs to be maybe silenced, hushed, or loved into calming down a little bit within you? And as I asked myself this question, I thought, well, I've done pretty good with my people pleasing. I have learned to say no. I have learned to set boundaries, and that was a huge journey for me. And I thought I could never say no. In the beginning, I was like, I can't do this. Boundaries are not for me. I'm just not that girl. I'm the girl that says yes. I'm the girl that overextends. I'm the girl that comes through. I'm the girl that does all those, everything for everybody. until I couldn't do it anymore. And I realized these people don't care about me. They are using my gifts to their advantage. They are using my skills for their profit. And they don't really care if it's depleting me, making me sick. I was sick all the time. Because I think people like that just think, well, it's your problem. You can say no, and it's your fault if you don't say no. And they are absolutely right. Swallow that pill for a minute. If you are overextending yourself into sickness, illness, psychosis, depression, anxiety, that is on you. It's not up to the world to tell you to take care of yourself. It's not up to the world to tell you you're overextended, you should go take care of yourself, Trixie. I mean, you might have a friend that says that for you, and that's wonderful, but it's not the world's job to do that for you. It's yours. And sometimes I watch my videos and I'm like, gosh, you're such a bitch. But what I'm saying to you is, I don't mean to sound harsh or rough or uncaring. What I mean to sound is honest. And what I want to present to you is truth, whenever, always, 100% if possible. Excuse me. So I was giving some thought to my boardroom table. I was like, who are the little parts of me who are sitting around this boardroom table, and who is running the show who shouldn't be? Who is stepping in when it's not necessary? Who is stopping growth? Who is hurting me even? Who in there within me has developed to cause a little trouble in there? And when you think about this, when you think about who's sitting around your boardroom table, you really have to give thought and voice to all the parts of yourself, even the parts that you think are ugly, even the parts that you think are mean, even the parts that you think belie the identity you think you have. For example, if you think you're the nice girl, there's nobody mean and bitchy in there. Really take a look. I have a judgmental piece of me that isn't very nice, sometimes, that gets jealous of others that have things that I don't have, like really long, fruitful, lovely marriages. I have many friends with long and lovely and fruitful marriages, and I'm so happy for them. They deserve it, and I love them. But there is a piece of me that says, why didn't I get that? That's not fair. So take a look at those pieces. There are some pieces in there that maybe are not so attractive and lovely or loving. And that's okay. That part of you is only going to heal if you give it a voice. If you talk to it, for lack of a better word. Literally, figuratively, metaphorically, talk to it. That piece of yourself, and say, when did that piece get created? What moment in time, or what person put them in there? Sometimes we have voices from our childhood, mothers, grandmothers, fathers, grandfathers, cousins, sisters, brothers, uncles, who inserted ideas like planting seeds, and they grew and they became part of us for a reason, to help us survive, to help us thrive, to help us be stronger. And you have to go so far as to even thank those pieces of yourself, the pieces of yourself that are ugly, unattractive, that you're embarrassed about, that you don't like. You have to thank them. Thank you. They served a purpose. They were important. That little judgy bitch in there, for me, she helped me survive. She helped me get this far. That little bit of anger or resentment or jealousy that I feel, it helped me be a better person. It made me want to heal. And so, as with fear, anxiety, any piece of yourself that you don't want to run your life, I think of it as driving a car. Do you want your anxiety or depression to be driving the car, to be the one in charge? No. When you are scared, you may have heard this, you acknowledge the fear and you say, thank you, fear, for the part of you that is fearful and has anxiety. Thank you for being here. I am so glad you brought that to my attention. What you said has value. I have acknowledged it. I am aware of it, and I'm going to continue anyway. Now you can get into the back seat. You're not allowed to drive the car. You're not allowed to change the radio station or put the air conditioning on, but you are welcome to stay in the back seat because you are a part of me and you are necessary and you do help keep me safe when I really do need to keep myself safe and exit an unsafe situation or exit an unsafe person or relationship. So I think that's the key. I think that we don't suppress these parts of ourselves, but we embrace them. We have conversations with them. We learn from them. We understand where they came from, how they were created, how they shaped us, what purpose they have served in our lives to help us survive and thrive. And then help them relax, help them heal, help those little pieces and parts of ourself, of our identity, heal and soften. Not kill them and delete them. They're still valuable. They served a purpose. They're there for a reason. So help them soften and heal and get into the back seat and chill out. So I was thinking, who needs to be fired at my CEO table? And I thought, you know who it is? I think it's my good girl. I think it's the girl who's waiting to be chosen. The girl who has bought into the Disney fairy tales of someday my prince will come. He will choose me. We will live happily ever after. We will be the perfect match. We will be soulmates. It will be you, when you find it, you'll know. You've heard that, right? Now, I am not belying that if that is your experience. And if you have found your Prince Charming and you are so happy in love and in marriage, I am so happy for you. And that is truly, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. And as much as I have wanted that for myself and fought for that for so long, I am coming to this point at age 51, perimenopausal. And I'm like, you know, I like my freedom. I like my autonomy. I like my independence. I like driving the car. I like being in charge of the TV remote. I like to come and go as I please. I like to stay home if I want to. I've been, unhappily married. And there are parts and pieces of marriage that I love. And there are parts and pieces of marriage that are awful. And I know what trauma bond is. I know what surviving narcissistic abuse is. I know what it feels like to be homeless and have your things in a hefty bag in the back of your car and drive cross country. And that's a piece of myself I'll share with you in another video. And when I put all those things together, and I have had great love in my life, make no mistake, I am grateful and blessed to have had the wonderful, great love I have had in my life. I've also had some very unhealthy, toxic, unsafe connections in my life that I am glad have come to an end and that I was able to exit, and that I am, by the grace of God, okay and healing and healed, and even going into being a therapist so that I can help others walk their journey too. I think that's important when you're a therapist, to have been through a lot of things, because it makes you that much more empathetic and more of a resource for others. And it helps you serve others with the right heart. So back to my good girl. The good girl, the girl that wants to be chosen, the fairy tale princess who wants to be, the worshipped wife and cherished and adored and all this. And what I think I've discovered is that I want to choose myself. That sounds really corny, but it sounds different in my ear now than it used to. I want to choose myself every day. You know, I've been in marriages where that other person did not choose me every day and stopped choosing me for a long, long, long time. And I don't ever want to be that person I don't ever want to not choose my partner if I'm ever partnered again. I want to choose them every day. I know you don't like each other every day. You don't like super duper in love with them every day, but you can choose them every day and work through whatever you're going through. But if two people are not choosing each other every day in that marriage, that is no longer a marriage. If one person floats off and does their own thing, the other person cannot save the marriage. This I know firsthand. So for now, I am happily choosing myself. I am free. I am autonomous. I am independent. And I am pouring into myself so that I can pour into others. I am making sure that my cup is full. We've all heard that adage. It feels different in my ear now because it used to sound corny to me too. But if you fill your cup, you can pour into others. And if you pour into yourself and choose yourself, body, heart, mind, soul, you choose yourself, then you can pour into others. And if I never get coupled again, if I'm never married ever again, that's okay. I think I've come to the point where I am totally okay with that because I'm going to pour into my community. I'm going to pour into my friendships. I'm going to pour into my career. I'm going to pour into my passions and business. And that's beautiful. And that is purpose. So maybe ask yourself that question and go give Le Pearl Noir a little shout out and a glance of her YouTube because it's phenomenal. She makes you think in ways that are incredible. Investigate the parts and pieces of yourself that may be hard to look at. And choose yourself. Above all, choose yourself.